I'm Billy.
I'm Eddie,
We are
the trick-or-treater.
trick-or-treaters. And today we decided to go vintage. Halloweentown and Halloweentown 2, Kalabar's Revenge.
I know, we've been talking about doing these for a while now. We finally got around to doing them.
Yes. Yes, we did.
Those don't want to stay on.
No, they do not. They are not the best. We've been doing some Halloween activities. I did a little art on mine. Eddie somehow
I didn't, but it's defective.
Eddie somehow managed to get the string out backwards.
Well, yeah, if you look the way it's tied into the back,
Oh yeah.
it pulls right through. Which makes it really fun. I just do this.
We're hitting our balls. It hurts. So 1998, Halloweentown. I would have been 7, getting ready to turn 8 the month after it came out.
Well, if it came out as a Halloween movie, I would have been, you said 98?
Like October, I think 1st of 98, yeah.
I would have been 3.
So you're in 3, I would have been almost 8. So this is one of those movies I remember watching it with my sister. And this was back in the day when it was like our first time. I just remember her saying, "Hey, it's back on," and you had to hurry back.
Going
the nostalgia, dude.
Going with that. The kids nowadays don't really know that. The streaming services nowadays, they do have ads. But you can still hit the pause button if you gotta run to the bathroom.
Back then.
Back then when we grew up, there was nothing like trying to drink, snack, bathroom break if need be, all in the space of maybe about 90 seconds for a commercial break. Only to try and jump over the back of the couch as your siblings are yelling, "It's back on!"
Try not to hit your knees. What's so funny about growing up in the 90s, I just remember in the early 2000s even.
That's really when I grew up. It was 95.
Well,
so I don't have a lot of memories of the late 90s. But early 2000s when I grew up. And I remember even after they came out, Disney Channel would replay these movies. Not to mention my aunt, who I lived with for a while, had them recorded on a VHS tape.
Yes.
It's all about old school.
But there was nothing like your TV saying, "Now a Disney Channel original movie."
Or
if you had the VHS or DVD or whatever of the films. And the fact that we got physical releases, because Disney, Nickelodeon, some of their stuff never got home releases.
I think, I know some of the Nick stuff did, some of the movies, because I picked up like a 5-pack, I think, one year for Andrew's birthday or Christmas. Because he made mention of one to me that happened to be in the pack called Clock Stoppers.
What's that one? I haven't.
It's about a watch that can like stop time.
Ooh.
Andrew had mentioned it to me, and I had to find it fairly cheap in a multi-pack. So I got it. And he's like, "Oh." But yeah, these channel originals, not just Disney, but also Nick and even Cartoon Network.
Yeah, don't worry about it, yeah.
They're great, and to get physical releases for them is nice, because it's nice for us that grew up watching them when they aired, or even re-aired. When the sequels came out, especially with Halloweentown. We can have them in the collection. Sorry about that. But they are great. I mean, looking at the first film.
Well, before we start, I wanted to say one more thing about what I was saying. Whenever you're a kid back then, like where I lived, it was a small town. You were allowed. It's like the parents, the adults were almost like how they are in Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. They were there to tell you it's time for dinner. It's time for bed. Otherwise, you were in your own world with other kids your age. Our neighborhood had quite a few, not a ton of kids, but enough to where when we got together as a group, we would do things and you would forget that the rest of the world existed. So I think sometimes watching these films, you relive that a little bit, where you kind of did your own thing. With you having, because I had a sister when I was a kid, you had multiple siblings. So can you tell us a little bit what the movie days were like growing up with multiple siblings?
Multiple siblings.
Yeah.
And I've got to separate this. Here in Illinois, with Dad and 2 little brothers and a little sister, we grew up enjoying a lot of the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the siblings would get bored if I decided to pop something in and just watch like the bonus material or put on the audio commentary. Because that wasn't their thing. They just wanted to watch the movie.
Right.
So yeah, there's that. And of course, there were always movies that they wanted to watch. I'm like, we just watched it. Can we watch something else? Dude, but now I'm doing that with some of my collection because there's some movies I will watch multiple times. Most of the time because they have multiple audio commentaries. Like Lord of the Rings have like 4 audio commentaries each. But down in Missouri at Mom's, Friday nights, because Mom, I was only down there Friday night, all of Saturday, and then Sunday till like early afternoon.
Okay.
So, I'm about to really date myself right now. Blockbuster.
Oh my God. I went film video, so you went to Blockbuster.
Because down in Missouri we had Blockbuster, we had film video, we had a Hollywood Video. And it's like, sure, pick a movie. And this is how I discovered that my mother has really bad luck. I won't say she's horrible because the cover art would look cool. And the synopsis on the back of the case would sound cool. But the movie would end up being garbage.
Can you share the story? My favorite
Mr.
one.
Jingles. That was the name of the movie. It's the back of the case. I don't remember, but according to Mom, the case description, it sounded good. Case art looked cool. It's about a killer clown. We're 5 minutes into the movie and the cop's gun goes pop. Me, my 2 brothers, and my mom's boyfriend at the time all look at Mom and go, "You're not allowed to pick movies anymore."
I would have kept watching. It sounds entertaining.
I know, I do too.
Did you guys keep watching?
No, we shut it off. that happened quite a bit. When we end up finding these bad movies, we'd end up turning them off 5-10 minutes in. Now I would love to refine some of these to actually watch them, and it's like, okay, I know I'm going in for a bad movie.
So look at it as it's so bad it's good kind of thing.
Either that or, okay, I'm watching this to laugh.
Comedy.
Early 2000s when the 3rd X-Men movie came out. The Last Stand.
Oh God.
Went down to Mom's. Let them know, this is what I want to watch. Well, when we went there the first night, it was out of stock. Because it had just been released on
Right. And they probably have, 20 copies, 10?
Maybe, I didn't actually
a bunch,
count them.
but then they rent out with new ones.
But my mom's boyfriend ran to the store or something, and while he was out, he swung by Blockbuster. Or one of the video stores, and was able to rent a copy so I could see it. And then they made me wait until the next night.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's not the first time I had to wait for something. Harry Potter and the
I did my waiting of it. 12 years of it in Azkaban.
Right series, wrong thing. The final book came out the day before my birthday.
Ooh.
I was there at midnight when it came out. It then had to sit on the microwave for 24 hours because it was my birthday present. I wasn't allowed to touch it until my birthday. Oh, that was so aggravating.
I bet, because I started reading immediately. I think I went I got it at the release, but we didn't go because Grandma took me till the next morning.
Oh, we went.
On release day.
We hit the drive-in that night.
Gotcha. Okay.
And on our way home from the drive-in, we hit Walmart, so Mom or Dad, one of them, could run and pick it up because it was already paid for. They just had to pick it up. But yeah, stuff like that, they don't do that anymore.
I miss it. Here in town, we have you can rent a limited number of movies at the store for like a certain amount per year.
The Disney Channel original movies. Midnight premieres, whether it be video games. I mean, our local theater doesn't do midnight, but 7 o'clock the night before they do.
The day before now, you can. I know I went to the new Beetlejuice like at 1 or 2 o'clock the day before release day.
And I mean, look at like GameStop. Those midnight premieres. Stuff that was
oh, dude, big. I miss them.
Stuff that was big in the late 90s, early 2000s. We were getting the likes of Halloweentown. and the Ben 10 movies and some of these others.
Yeah.
Now it's just kids have no idea what we're talking about when
Yeah.
we try and relate to what we grew up enjoying.
Well, let's say we were watching Disney. It would say Friday night, 6 o'clock, new Disney Channel original movie. And you didn't know much about going in because you couldn't just go online and look up all the information.
Well, you could, but you'd have to
could.
do a dial-up.
But yeah, if sorry, Dad's on the phone. We can't use the the internet. But no, the thing is that you didn't want to look up spoilers. You would see a quick trailer
Even
or
nowadays,
that.
I try to avoid spoilers, but it's hard with Facebook.
Oh yeah, I try to avoid it. If I know I'm going to go see something, I won't even get on it for the day. But with Halloweentown, I don't remember watching it the first time. I just remember the charm of it was Grandma Aggie, who's played by Debbie Reynolds,
Yes.
and Kimberly J. Brown, who plays Marnie. Those two, that was the reason that I loved the movie so much.
All right.
So let's get into the first one. 1998 comes in. We have these cheesy movies. You know, you got the Halloweentown movies coming in. You have Twitches.
Okay, all right.
Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire.
This sort of goes across the first three.
But let's start with the first. Okay, go ahead.
Mainly the first two, that cast.
Oh my God.
The three kids, Grandma Aggie, the ones that you already mentioned, Debbie Reynolds, and Judith Hogue, who plays
The mom.
The mom.
Gwen, yeah.
the chemistry between them. You could tell, okay, yeah, they're siblings.
Oh yeah. It
And
feels like if you would have said they were actually siblings, you
It'd be
can believe it.
believable.
Yeah, because the way they always hit Dylan and
Anyone
he's a
that grew
nerd.
up with siblings knows exactly what I'm talking about.
trees are important too, you know.
My job, we treat each other like siblings, and one of my bosses I call work mom, and I do my best to annoy her. Because I see them as family. Everybody says work is your work is like your family.
Oh yeah, you spent so much time together.
So I treat them like I would my family.
like, wait.
Unfortunately, it annoys them.
$5, but I'm your family.
$10.
Damn.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning of this film. I said this screams 90s Halloween.
Oh,
the
big
kids,
time.
The kids are out in
not to mention that,
costume,
but
trick
even
or treating.
looking at the DVD release, even before we get to the menu and push play, the previews, the tone of coming soon to own on DVD and video,
Oh yes.
that all screams 90s, early 2000s.
You had to have more patience back then, and the trailers had a way of hyping up coming soon. What's it going to be? What's going to be the preview?
Yeah.
And it built up excitement to see what all
Trailers have definitely changed.
yes.
But going into Halloweentown, it's okay. You see the bus coming flying in. You see this old lady sort of Mary Poppins her way off the bus. The best way I can describe Grandma Aggie's entrance with the umbrella and just floats down in the bag.
Well, the whole time Sophie's like, someone's coming. She has like a spider sense.
Yeah, she would definitely be able to. She sensed it that somebody was coming. She couldn't quite tell it was Grandma.
But she knew somebody was on their way.
Yeah.
And of course, the whole time, Marnie wants to go out trick-or-treating. She wants to go with their friends. She
Yeah.
wants to do Halloween stuff. Her mom's like, no, there's things you don't understand about Halloween. I'm not letting you go out. So they feel deprived. They're not getting... Dylan doesn't care because he's accepted the normal life, whereas Marnie's into the weird stuff.
Okay, using the term normal. Dylan would have ended up in a trash can.
And thrown
Or
down
a
the
locker.
stairs.
I wouldn't say down the stairs.
No, in a trash can, rolled down the stairs or down the hill. Of course, you wouldn't know anything about that.
Down the hill, yes, I would.
Wait, what?
A lot staff in a trash can at Denny's.
At night.
It wasn't quite night yet, but
Close to night.
me and one of my other coworkers
So, yeah.
do that. Whenever she was still working the night shift, it's like, I'm taking out the trash.
At night. See, we're nerds.
If you get that reference, way to go.
5 points to your house of choice.
But I mean, yeah, you got
Hopefully
these,
Gryffindor.
Slytherin. You get the girls, Marnie and Sophie.
Yes. Soapy.
So, Sophie she's got some sort of sixth sense.
I really want that cookie.
Yeah. Now, the question is, does Marnie share that? And she just doesn't express it. It's more like that tingling in the back of your head that you can just ignore.
I think the problem is what we learn is Sophie has power strong, and her mom does say that she showed signs. But I think what happened was, for so long, even though she was into weird stuff, she never got to practice her witch power, so she was losing it. I think if she wouldn't have started, she would have lost her witch powers.
They even said that, didn't they?
Because they said the 13th birthday is supposed to be the completion of training.
Halloween.
13th Halloween is supposed to mark the completion of the training.
And if her training is not started by tonight, she will be human.
Right.
Because Gwen and Aggie get into an argument over it.
They do, and during this art, because she says, spend time with them, don't tell them about home. Of course, she reads a book about Halloweentown, but she's treating it like a fairy tale kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they catch on, like, oh, this is real. And Dylan's like, no, come on, you guys are higher than hell. You're 420 early. But my favorite, when they're in the kitchen arguing and Marnie's listening.
The chicken.
And the chicken.
You know leftovers are best kept fresh.
Look at you with your Tupperware and your lids. Leftovers better back on the bone. And she brings this sort of like, when she walks into the room, it goes from kind of them being bored and sort of like regretting it, and all of a sudden the energy shifts. Let's get the party started,
I honestly don't think anyone could have played that as well as Debbie Reynolds.
Maybe Betty White could have done a good job, but it would have been different.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with the Betty White sentiment. She could have played it, but it would have been different because, I mean...
They should have been sisters in the movie. I think Betty White should have lived in the Halloweentown resident.
If they could have had Betty White as some aunt, that would have been funny.
When her friend leaves, she goes, thank you for being a friend.
We would have lost it because I grew up watching Golden Girls.
But what you were saying, Debbie Reynolds, because she plays the funny, but then she's also able to stay serious when she does it. Like with the chicken thing, she doesn't smile. She actually is angry with them because the mom and the grandma butt heads. Of course, Marnie says, could you two not fight? And Dylan's like, well, it's always, grandma starts it. Does too. And then they decide to follow her on the bus. Sophie's asleep, or so they think. And Dylan and Marnie sneak on the bus.
I've watched that bit repeatedly, trying to figure out when Sophie slipped onto the bus.
I'm thinking she would have had to come in the back door whenever it pans away to like grandma or the party, like the other people traveling and they're talking. I think she had to have snuck in
without her siblings noticing the door opening.
Right, she would have had to have snuck in at some point, unless she got on there first and snuck in before they did. But no, I think it would have had to have been very quick. She would have had to have been like right behind him, and they were so focused on getting onto the bus they didn't notice her.
That could be a thing.
That's about the only way I could think of it. But this bus comes in, and it comes flying in, and they're like, wait, where did that bus come from? And then they take off, and they're like, oh, this must be from a costume party. Then all of a sudden, it starts flying.
Well, yeah, because they get picked up like a normal bus with it.
And another one rides the bus. Another one rides the bus. I love the whole transition, because the first movie is all about, okay, does this world really exist? Is it all just a story that grandma's telling? Marnie craves to be accepted as loving Halloween. Her mom's not really having it because we know the dad died, but it doesn't really reveal if it was natural causes or like if maybe she just accepted the mom being in the human world, the moral world, away from Halloweentown. And so they take this bus in, and then Sophie's there, and they meet the mayor, who's played by it's Kalabar, but he's very charming. He's like real funny, and he has the lollipop in his ear, and he's like, hey, do you want it? And she's like, no thanks, because
you just pulled that out of your ear.
Ew, ear sucker. But I think the age difference too really plays into this, because Dylan and Marnie are closer in age and Sophie's a kid. So I really like the way that like Marnie's like the older sister that, and Dylan's sort of like the one that has to look out for them, but he's once again accepted this normal world. Marnie wants to be in Halloweentown, and Dylan sort of, or not Dylan, Sophie is kind of like in between, but I think as we go along, you start seeing that she really wants to be part of Halloweentown too.
Yeah, and then you mentioned towards the end of watching the second one that a lot of the background characters behave like NPCs, as you put it, or non-player characters if you play video games. And that, the background characters, they just walk around, they don't do anything.
Yeah, like in the first one, you have a werewolf haircutter, you have a vampire that's going to the dentist. You have a lot of these occupations, so it was really neat to see
a ghost go into
the sauna. Go, but it was just so funny in the first one seeing this world come to life. And they said that the budget was like $3 or $4 million, and so everybody in town helped. They all volunteered. They went and got costumes, whatever they could, throw it on. Everybody, because this town's very quiet. When they said we want to do a movie here, everybody in town's like, how can we help? So that's really cool that a lot of people
that way
would have volunteered.
The budget goes towards the special effects. Benny. I love Benny.
Benny's great. We're trying to get to our grandmother's house. We're just over the river and through the woods. The cheesiness of the 90s and how awesome it was. We see it in Charmed, Halloweentown. A lot of the superhero movies of the late 90s, early 2000s, you see a lot of cheesiness, but a lot of great messages. Some of the best quotes come from Spider-Man, from Aunt May.
Those were early 2000s.
Yeah, but your 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, you see a lot of that. And the cheesiness works because it shows you when you go back and watch the 90s stuff, it was true to its time.
I mean, going even further back than that. Exactly.
Why are we still watching this? Let's see, 98, so 08, 18, in 28, we'll have the 30-year anniversary. Why are we still watching this over 20 years later? What's your thoughts on that?
Us
personally, plus the audience.
We grew up with them, and that's probably the main thing with the audience itself is they grew up with these. Or nowadays, the ones that did grow up with them have kids, so you can get a DVD. You can order them fairly cheap. I think I got mine $5 a piece, and they're double.
And I'm not seeing them at Walmart this year,
which is a surprise. But I'm glad I picked mine up when I did.
Same.
But I mean, it's like I grew up watching this. My dad did the same thing with some of the stuff. It's why I love the older movies like I do.
Wolfman's Got Nards.
Monster Squad, I love that movie. But even older than that, because it's stuff Dad grew up because it'd be on late night TV. Godzilla, King Kong, the original Universal monsters. So when they actually started releasing them VHS, DVD, and Dad got copies of them, he's like, I grew up watching these. Him thinking, well, the monsters are more of these will be mine, and kids won't want to watch them, and we fell in love with them. But the same principle relates to Halloweentown or anything else from that time frame. The people that grew up with them are introducing these movies to their kids.
Or their friends. Like I've introduced to some friends that hadn't seen it because they're a little bit younger than me and they had never seen it. How did you get introduced to it?
I remember, I don't think I ever caught them on Disney Channel, or at least not all the way through. Mom had a bad habit of bouncing between shows, so I miss a bunch. And that was the only way I could watch them because Dad didn't have cable. But all the way through, I think it was living with my aunt. Having them recorded, she had them recorded on VHS, and we just watched all 4 of them one day. And I just recently introduced, my mom knew about them, but she had said, like me, we had never been able to watch them all the way through. And she was able to pick them up cheap at her Walmart.
Right.
Down in Missouri. So I'm like, oh no, we gotta watch this. Yeah, they were Disney Channel, but they are fun. Mom loves them. So even someone in their 50s.
They can't see for anything from what you said.
She's legally blind, but she can see. It's just her vision is that bad.
Okay.
But even someone that age enjoys some of these movies because they are fun.
I introduced them to Janet.
Yeah.
And she really liked them. We watched it on Halloween. She even dressed up as Aggie, she has like the hooded
Awesome.
robe from the first
The
one.
the red one. Yes.
And I even said in public, I said, you think your power can match mine, Agatha Cromwell? And she turned around and just smiled at me because I was doing the Kalabar lines, and people started realizing what she was wearing because because some people don't see an outfit and remember what it's from. When I see that outfit, when I saw her in that jacket,
certain outfits,
that one I was like, yeah, that's Aggie.
They're so iconic.
This is my favorite film for October. It's a must-watch every year. If you told me...
You talking just the first one?
The whole series. I mean, if you told me, hey, Billy, we can only watch Hocus Pocus or Halloweentown every year, which are you picking? I would give it to Halloweentown just because Hocus Pocus is about a kid that doesn't believe in Halloween.
If I had to go...
Later has to believe in it.
Disney Channel, Halloweentown.
Yeah.
But Halloween movies in general, Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
That is my go-to. I have to watch it every year at least once.
This is my go-to.
And yes, I have other movies if I'm in a different type of mood that I'll sit down and watch because I don't restrict myself to what I watch depending on the season. If it could be St. Patrick's Day. If I'm in the mood for a spooky movie, well, in that case I'll just throw on Leprechaun, but there are spooky movies for like every holiday.
Krampus, we need to get a copy of that.
There's one called April Fool's Day.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's one of those slashes from like the 70s or 80s. I only know of it because my mom got a double pack that has the original My Bloody Valentine on it and then April Fool's Day. And both, I had never seen either version of My Bloody Valentine. So my introduction, I knew about them, of course.
Mm-hmm.
My introduction was, actually watching was the original.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, there's spooky movies for all times of year. You don't have to restrict yourself
right.
just to
Us,
October.
we watch Halloween movies mostly in September and October. We watch a lot more of them. It's just amplified.
July 5th. As soon as Independence Day is over with.
See, I like...
both the movie and the season.
Yeah, no, I usually wait for decorating until after back to school.
Well, maybe decorating, but I start spooky season because as much as I've gathered on with my list of spooky movies that I have and I like to get through.
I rotate every year.
There are so many.
A little bit.
Yeah, but even rotating, the amount I have to be like, okay, what have I watched within the last couple of years? But certain ones make the list every year because they're not that long.
No. Most of them are 2 hours or less.
Halloweentown. Trick or Treat just as well. I saved that one for Halloween. The Crow. I try and watch that October 30th if I can get away with it. Devil's Night.
Right.
But looking at Halloween 2.
Well, let's finish our thoughts on the first one.
Halloweentown 2.
The twist of the mayor.
Kalabar, yes.
And the whole thing with him saying, give me 2 days, that's kind of suspicious. Like, if there's a big thing going on, why wouldn't you immediately take action and start figuring out what's going on? Like, that was a little bit of a... But the twist of Kalabar being the big bad, what did you think of, like just in the way everything happened, what did you think of that, the way they pulled that off?
First watching it.
Because I always thought it was really cool.
It was cool. Unfortunately, I had it spoiled.
Oh, okay.
Because one of the things I missed when Mom was switching channels was the reveal. But when I watched them with my aunt on the recorded VHS, she had them, you label what's on the tape. And the subtitle for 2 being Kalabar's Revenge.
Oh, yeah.
Is a bit of a giveaway if you haven't seen them.
That's true.
Which sort of sucks. I wish they wouldn't do that.
Well, that's why you have to host friends who've never seen it, and you have to have the copy and don't show them the cover and pop the disc in and just hit play.
In the case of that one, you got to move quick because of the...
Yeah, we'll just tell them, hey, don't look at the TV for a second.
Yeah.
I've done that before with friends. I'll tell them, hey, close your eyes, and they won't know what we're watching, and then I'll start it, and they're like, okay, you're good.
You could try to do that with me, but the amount of movies I've seen, I'd probably recognize it from the main menu music alone.
Oh, yeah. I mute it sometimes. But I love this one. There's such a charm to it. The 90s, it feels like a time where you weren't on your phone all the time. You actually had to go
Because
out.
the phones
and
are big
interact
and
with
blocky,
people.
and you couldn't just pick up a cell phone and Google.
I remember up until 2009, my grandma had the phone where, and if your finger slipped and you hit the wrong button, you had to restart.
Okay.
Because you actually had to spin the numbers.
Did you ever see the Lethal Weapon movies?
I don't think so, no.
Lethal Weapon 4. Chris Rock has this bit where it's like, da-da-da-da-da-da-3, da-da-da-da-da-da-4, da-da-da-da-da-1. Oh, wait, I screwed up. Gotta start over. Da-da-da-da-da.
I loved it. It's just, there's something about this. I think it brings out that nostalgia in us.
Agreed.
And I would love to get to the town, St. Helens, Oregon.
That time frame of movies.
I just had a thought, Eddie. 2028, 30-year anniversary of Halloweentown.
If we could get to Oregon,
Road trip.
that would be awesome.
Road trip. We'll talk about it off camera, but yeah.
We'd have to plan it.
We got 3 years.
We'd have to I'd have to put in for time off work. I don't know if I can put in for that far in advance.
We got 3 years to think about it.
I got to save up some money, both for road trip snacks and souvenirs.
And stay in places, yeah. Wouldn't be too bad, but we'll talk about that off camera sometime. But what are your thoughts on the first one overall?
Wonderful film. I mean, even as just a Disney Channel original, some of those are better than others. Halloweentown, along with the Twitches movies,
Twitches are great.
have become a staple.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you want to start getting younger audiences into the Halloween, some of the Halloween themed movies. These are what you go with.
Right.
That way you got, okay, it's got some weird creatures and all that, but it's not flat out scary.
You know how I knew I was kind of like Marnie? When I'm sitting there watching Halloweentown and trying to identify what every type of creature the character is, I'm like, I don't know what the hell you are. You're like a dog person. You're like...
Yeah.
That was the fun when I was a kid, because I was into Halloween like she was, and it was like, what do I pick? Because Goosebumps also got me into the Halloween stuff before I got into Halloweentown. I would say Goosebumps, the show, which was Canada, and you could tell by the way they say certain words when you watch it back, but going from Goosebumps into Halloweentown, there's kind of, like you said, the aging up of your Halloween movies.
Goosebumps, Twitches, Halloween.
And then you find yourself getting into stuff like The Crow.
Nightmare Before Christmas, even.
Yeah. Good way to introduce kids. And he still has to show me a video after we get off here. It involves a witch. But
my niece, she's not even 5 months old yet, and she's already giggling at creepy stuff.
But I think, personally for me, the reason we're still watching this is it gets you into the mood for wanting to go Halloween shopping. After you're watching this, it's like, hey, let's go to Spirit and check out what they got. You know?
Bad idea. I'm trying to save money.
Same here. But just in general, it gets you in the mood to get out and do Halloween activities.
Especially mostly now, Spirit has been having a whole trick-or-treat section.
And see, we live in an area where there's not a lot of Halloween events, so you have to kind of create your own entertainment at Halloween time.
Agreed.
So sitting down and watching movies like this, having candy, and yes, we did get the good stuff. I went out and got the multi-packs, but somehow every now and then a few pieces a day are disappearing. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to look into that. But we got Crunch, 100 Grand, Butterfinger.
But these movies are great.
The first one was so good.
They are so enjoyable. And I mean, what was the gap on the 4 films?
They couldn't have been. Let's start doing some research. I will say the first one came out in 98. And the second one, if I were to guess, was either 99 or 2000. I'm going to look it up. Halloweentown. Halloweentown 2 was in 2001, actually. But what month? Did it come out in October? October 12th, 2001. So a 3-year gap between the first 2 films.
Halloweentown.
So when we're talking about...
I use the Wikipedia because they're usually the Wikipedia.
There you go. When we're talking about Halloweentown, though, so you had a 3-year gap between the first movie and the second movie. And Mark Mothersbaugh did come back to do the theme music composing. It's only 80 minutes, so the second one is shorter than the first one.
All right, we have 98, 01, 04, 06.
Okay, so there was a little bit of a gap.
What, 2 to 3 years between each film?
3 years between the first 2. And then 3 years, and then 2 years for the last one.
Yeah.
So the second film, Kalabar's Revenge, they call it. And you're kind of wondering when you hear the title, well, Kalabar was trapped in the talisman at the end
Trapped
of
or
the first one.
vaporized or something, yeah.
Yeah, because you see his essence go into the talisman.
Okay.
But that might have
that-
been him getting killed, their way of killing him off without.
Was that him or just like his power?
No, he actually goes into it. So I'm thinking he either was like his spirit or, like you said, his power was killed off, or maybe he's trapped in a witch glass somewhere, and we just didn't have that technology yet. We didn't know about it. So we get into Halloweentown 2, and you're like, why is it called Kalabar's Revenge? This is weird.
Yeah.
And Sophie, she gets the sense somebody's coming. Something feels off. And it's like, what? And Grandma, of course, at the end of the first one has agreed to go live with them in the mortal world.
So we know it's not Grandma coming back.
No. So it's like, what's going on here? And they're having a Halloween party, which is very unlike Gwen to allow such debauchery in her house.
Such debauchery.
Yeah. So they're having a Halloween party, and they meet their new neighbors, Cal and Alex, the dad,
Yes.
father figure. And you're like, okay, cool, new neighbors, they're into Halloween, everything. And then he's asking about that he wants a tour of the house.
Well, I mean, even before that, you get reintroduced to the characters.
Right.
And you see Marnie sitting at her computer. And you see the face come out of the wall.
Yes.
And I don't know. I definitely didn't link the face to Cal at first.
Not the first time I watched it.
It was
maybe.
more like a background thing. I mean, I've noticed it at first.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Rewatching movies, you catch all these like little
even things they say or do. And there's one. Well, Grandma's there in the mortal world, and they kind of catch you up. There's a door that's not supposed to be there when the mortals are there. And they sometimes forget to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So they have to get rid of that, and you hope nobody notices. But these people, the background characters, the NPCs, we say, they're not very observant.
No.
But Cal is, and he gets the Book of Spells.
Yeah, he just simply waves his hand, swings the book, and pockets it.
Pockets the Book of Spells. And I think, too, simple storytelling like this, where it's not so hard to follow, especially for kids. But you can sit there, there's enough there that your mind starts wondering, like, what about this? What about this? But there's one thing that happens that should have been a dead giveaway, that Cal was bad.
The
Rose. The first one, Kalabar, whenever the mom's visiting them, he uses a flower, and she says, you always let your magic do the talking. Cal does the same thing, and he has the name Cal, so it's starting to be like, okay, the gears start going. You should be able to click that somehow Cal and Kalabar are connected.
Yeah.
So this Cal, same thing. He's charming. He wins over Marnie. He earns her trust. He knows that male witches are called warlocks. So it's like, oh, you've been studying yourself. So right there, you're a little bit suspicious of him. But then as he leaves and says, hey, I'll see you, pick you up an hour for this dance, Sophie comes in the room, and they're like, nobody's here. So he just happens to get out before Sophie can really see who it is that's setting off her Sophie senses. And Grandma Aggie and her together. Now, Sophie, in the first one, she wished the lock would turn into a frog. And in the second one, she does have some power still. So you're like, okay, she's going to become a powerful witch as the series goes on. Unfortunately, 2 is sort of the last we see of her being really actually strong and showing a lot of potential. The first one, I would say she probably does the most magic, the cookie and the lock. The second one...
Now, how much of that is going into a different branch, a different world of magic here, the Wizarding world? Accidental magic. How much of that is pure? Like Aggie said when she was taking money for the broom ride, magic is really very simple. You just gotta want yourself.
Want something, yeah, and let yourself have it.
Let yourself have it. And that's exactly what Sophie does.
She wants the cookie.
She really wants that cookie. So it starts floating to her. They really wanted to get through the gate. The lock turned into a frog. So how much of that is just instant? And then as she grows up...
And she's a child, so...
older, she's learning, spells, all that. So maybe some of that nonverbal magic, whatever you want to call it, fades.
It could be, but you think that she would have learned enough to have kept the magic going and would have, like, her powers would have grown more. I just feel like they should have, they didn't have series back then like they do now, so if they would have had series then, I would have said they could have done Sophie with her mom training, her version of training her in a safe way in the mortal world versus Marnie's training in Halloweentown.
You mean use the first film as a pilot?
No, what I'm saying is after the second film. They could have split
2.
off, and you could have had Sophie training with her mom in the human world.
Oh, that could have been fun.
And then you could have had Marnie with Grandma, and then at the end, they come back to take on a supervillain. And Dylan's there for comic relief.
The end of 2.
Uh-huh.
You said they could have ended it when the portal closed.
The cliffhanger. Could you imagine?
Imagine that, and then boom, Halloweentown the series.
You get the Halloweentown side of things. Then you go back to the mortal world. What's going on over there? Everybody's turned into creatures. Building anticipation. Marnie completes her training with Grandma. They come back. The world's been in chaos. It's going to take a while to fix everything because they're no longer going to be at the party. They're going to be, all these people have left the party. They're scattered. They've got to go and find all these people and turn them back into humans.
Yes.
That could have been, could you imagine how interesting?
It would have been fun, but they weren't thinking that way.
We didn't have series about like we do now.
Which sort of sucks, because that would have been awesome.
My mind wonders, or if they could have done a book series, what happened?
Oh, a set of books would have been awesome.
Even now, I would still sit down and read them.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody were to write. But the second one, now after a rewatch, there are some things I like more. We get deeper into the world. The first one is sort of like, is the world out there?
No, there was one bit I remember watching. I caught it on Disney Channel once. And it didn't click that it was a Halloweentown movie. The face in the brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
When after they've gotten to Halloweentown, the gray spell and the pumpkin is the big brick cube.
Right.
The imagery of Cal's face emerging from it like it does.
Yes.
Obviously, it didn't click that it was Cal in my younger mind.
Right, I can understand that.
But the imagery of that face in the brick wall has stuck with me.
Yeah.
So when I was watching it once with my aunt, when I was actually sitting and watching them all the way through, and we got to that, I'm like, I knew these looked familiar.
That image was so cool whenever he's coming through the wall, but then that moment with the brick, that is such, that moment stands out. Like the rose we talked about, that moment stands out. Marnie's first broom ride with Grandma.
The special effects were wonderful.
For that time, even now they hold up.
You can tell, okay, Disney Channel, limited budget, but they hold up great.
Because they didn't let the special effects overtake the acting or the story.
Which is so good, and if even Disney now could get back to that, mainly their Marvel movies, and even Star Wars.
I like when they do more.
But I understand certain things require heavy special effects.
Yes.
But if they could go back to the simpler times of like Halloween.
It's so much fun.
Halloweentown, Wizards of Waverly Place. Where it's like, okay, a quick and it's done. You don't need to see every bit of the transformation.
No.
Sparkles off the tip of a wand in the case of Wizards of Waverly Place.
I would like to sit down and watch that series with you, by the way.
And
do a review. How many seasons?
Don't know off the top of my head. 3 or 4, something like that.
We need to sit down and watch that.
My introduction to Selena Gomez.
She's great. Such a great actress. Anyways,
but looking at these films, at least the first 2, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
Even now, I'm 30. You
34. Almost 35.
Yeah, you'll be 35 later this year.
Next month.
And we still sit down and watch them.
Every year I watch them.
People could say we're childish, whatever, because we enjoy watching these, what could be considered kiddie films. It's like, you don't have any kids. Why do you watch these? Because I grew up watching them. They were part of my childhood.
Right, and as an adult, you can see things that you didn't notice when you were a kid.
I would love if they would re-release at least the first 2 with audio commentaries.
From Kimberly J. Brown.
The first one definitely Kimberly
Judith.
If they get Judith to come in to get Kalabar or Cal.
I would get Kalabar and Kalabar for the first one and Cal for the second one.
And I mean, listening to them bicker about stuff.
You're killing me with the caffeine here.
Uh,
God.
Not the bickering I was just talking about, but knowing that the actors for Marnie and Cal are now married.
Daniel played the long game. He was
He definitely
he
played
took
the
the
long-
hero, made her his wife, and now he's got her right where he wants her. No, but in all seriousness, what's so funny, full circle, I will say this. They are in a Halloween romance movie together coming out soon.
On Hallmark, yeah.
On Hallmark. I want to watch it.
Is even going back and watching Calabar's Revenge, there's definitely chemistry there. And it's not just them acting.
You can tell that they had really good on-screen chemistry.
I'm not sure on their ages, but we're talking, what, late teens, probably early adulthood?
Yeah, she's 40 now. So they would have... She would be... Let me think here. I'm going to be 35. She would probably be 5 to 6 years older than me. So she would have been probably like 12 when the first film was coming out. Wow. So like 15 years old when they were filming the second one.
She was a teenager.
Right.
So it wasn't just acting, and you could tell there was something that, I mean, it could just be, hey, cute guy, cute girl.
Right. But they had good chemistry.
They did have good chemistry. And then they reconnected years later. I don't remember what I read where they met up and any of that.
Yeah, me either.
They got back in touch and they stayed that way, and then boom, next thing I know is, wait, not only are they dating, but they're engaged to be met. Oh, they already got met. And I thought it was great. I was laughing my ass off when I read that.
I think it's so cool.
And I was with my aunt and some family when I read it, and I started laughing. I was like, Ed, what has got you giggling over there? So I remember Halloweentown too? Yeah. Marnie and Cal are married. And Andrew and Steph are, we now see what you were giggling.
It's just so interesting that
because they're like,
out.
Wait, what? I'm like, yeah, evidently the actors, they got married. Oh, I just had you laughing so I just found it funny. Because I find stupid stuff like that funny.
It is funny. But the thing is that this also brings some joy. Sometimes if you're having a rough day and you put one of these on, you're not going to be having a rough day for long.
There's a lot of movies like that, but the Halloweentown definitely fit that category. Even going to 3 and 4, which we haven't gotten to watch for this review yet.
Which we may at some point.
We may not, but we definitely want to get the first 2 in.
At least, yeah.
But, I mean, they are still good films.
They're excellent. I see myself being I hope we end up in the same nursing home.
Oh, God.
Put on Halloweentown! It's like...
Wait.
It's like, wait a minute. You guys still like the show even though your nuts are now touching the floor?
Hold up. Where's he hobbling off to? His room? Why? Because the amount of bookcase he has in there. Could you imagine? If I ever get stuck in a nursing home, that's gonna be my only request. My bookcases come with me.
Could you imagine a secret room that goes into a Halloween themed library or movie room? But how cool would that be to walk through and make your own like Halloweentown room that you have to walk through? But with these, I feel like
always design
another big
end of 2.
Another big, yeah, that would be so cool. Another big aspect of this is this. When you watch Halloweentown, I feel like there's a piece of Debbie Reynolds.
Oh, yeah. A lot like watching...
That lives on.
A lot like watching the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And I say the original trilogy rather than the sequel trilogy, even though she was in it. Carrie Fisher. Watching her as Princess Leia in those 3 films.
Yes.
Of course, then she was also in Blues Brothers.
Alan Rickman, same thing with him as Snape. When you rewatch it, he stole the show.
Die Hard as Hans Gruber. Even Sweeney Todd, I loved. He always played great villains. Or villainous characters in the case.
Galaxy Quest, though. Oh, I love that movie.
Same.
I grabbed Thor's hammer. A lot of
these actors that we have lost, you go back and watch some of their most iconic roles.
Yes.
And you feel like there's still a piece of them there.
Halloweentown's one of those Debbie Reynolds.
With
You
Debbie
feel like
Reynolds, yes.
she's that cool grandma everybody wants, right? She's that one that you want to have show up, and because my great grandma was kind of a character, and she kind of was a take Betty White and Debbie Reynolds and cross them.
Oh, God.
And that's how she was.
Okay.
With some of her characteristics. She was blunt like Betty White, but she also had that side of her like Debbie.
But, I mean, I can understand looking at the last 2 sequels why we never got a 5th.
Okay, let me ask you this while we're here. If they were to come back as either a series or another movie, where do they go? What are some possible roads they could take?
As story-wise? Okay, well, looking at the end of 2. Alright, let's start with series. Alright?
Okay.
Where would you say pick it up at?
I would like to
Do we acknowledge all 4 films? Or do we go, they say, the Halloween route, or one of the other movies, and make it a sequel to say only the first 2?
You have to have at least 3 in there because the Halloween High stuff did happen, and the creatures coming into the human world. So we're sensing that there's intermingling now between the Halloween. You know what I mean? So
you understand, like Halloween 2018 is a sequel to the original film.
Right.
None of the others happened. So okay, even 3. Well, looking at the end of 2, he'll be back. The issue, and they probably work better as a movie with the actors being married, and I don't know if they have kids yet, but I imagine. But if they ever do, they're not going to be able to be both of them on the set all the time like that. Nannies and babysitters.
They can figure it out.
Still, it'd be fun for a movie maybe in that regards, not a TV show.
Well,
Cal coming back, wanting revenge on the Cromwells. Sorry, I just had a mental image of their kid watching Daddy yell at Mom.
Could you imagine imagine this though with that idea? What if Marnie and them are fighting a big bad or fighting a villain, but they don't realize that they're working for somebody, and that I would make this 2 movies. At the end of part 1, it's revealed that Cal has come back, and then you get into part 2. Another route you could go is Cal comes back for revenge, realizes his dad was wrong, he was wrong, changes his way, has a redemption arc, and they have to fight an even greater villain.
I could see that, a redemption arc for Cal.
A redemption arc for Cal that, you know what, I know what I did. I tried to turn the humans into creatures. That was wrong of me. And he has a redemption arc. Now, if you want to keep him the villain, you could find a way to bring his dad back. Cal and Kalabar come back. Or you could even do the next generation. That would be more of a series where Marnie, Dylan, and Sophie all have kids. And Marnie is training the next generation of witches with her mom. The mom comes back, and they're training the next generation.
That could be fun, yes.
So there's so many different ways you could go, but I don't want it to be forced. I want them to have a good story.
The whole next generation thing has been done.
It has.
I mean, look at the sequel trilogy.
Ooh, what if they were to go back in time to the 90s? To that period, they take the timeline because they have to stop an event from happening, so they have to go back to the past for a while. I mean, you couldn't bring Aggie back, obviously, because Betty Reynolds is no longer out. Debbie Reynolds, but you could.
They could pull it off with the permission of the estate, using archive footage, / audio, and some CG. And someone who looks similar enough to Debbie Reynolds, they could pull it off. Not long term. It'd be.
Or grandmas went off somewhere.
Have you seen Rogue One?
Yes.
Tarkin. Grand Moff Tarkin. The original Star Wars movie, he was played by Peter Cushing.
Yes.
By the time you get to Rogue One, Cushing had passed away, but the de-aging CGI worked.
Mm-hmm.
I think it worked better for Tarkin than it did for Princess Leia at the end of the movie.
Right.
But they could do the same thing with Debbie Reynolds. hopefully not. If they get permission, I don't see them doing it long term for like a TV show.
I don't think they'd bring her character back. I think they would have her off doing something, or
well, what
she
I mean
left.
by, like I said, just 1 or 2 scenes.
Okay.
Her leaving at the beginning or something. It'd be nice. Give her a send off. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, or just not even if she doesn't appear on screen, give an explanation. Like Grandma had to go to somewhere else to help start a new magical school, and we're not going to get to see that. Or Grandma went to study something or to take care of something.
Considering the end of Return to Halloweentown.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But these are both fun films. I think in 10 years, you and I are still watching these.
Oh, no. There's no argument there. And 10 years, I'll have a niece that's 10 years old. I'll have nieces and nephews that are 15, 16.
Good grief for getting old.
And the problem is most of those are from siblings that are younger than me, and I don't have any kids myself.
You got Hokogo. Yeah, you got to make sure he doesn't get in trouble. That youngin'.
Keeping my roommate out of trouble.
Hokogo knows every level of Left 4 Dead, and he would leave your ass behind.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, we were playing Left 4 Dead, and he was running so fast, we kept getting overwhelmed and killed by the horde.
Because he had played them.
So many times.
They're not available digitally, so I had to order physical copies. But he already had copies, so when we did old school, going back to the 90s, early 2000s,
fun.
we system went 2 360s together. And he ended up leaving us.
Multiple times.
And then he ran back to get us where he was because he realized, oh crap, I know these maps a lot better than they do.
We're sitting there because it's dark. We're having a hard time seeing certain points.
That one of the times you got jumped. Was it you or him that got jumped out of the door?
He laughed so hard he actually fell out of his chair because I got jumped and he jumped and fell out. He fell out of his chair. But no, with this, I think our whole connection here is that when him and I are hanging out now, we started doing the 90s stuff again, where you meet in person, you split a screen, the arcade pack you had. Stuff like that. We meet in person and we start gaming.
The amount of hours that I will spend playing Gauntlet. If I never get my brothers, the twins out of Missouri, to come and visit, I'm just gonna have to look at their wives and go, take the kids and go. Why? Because you're not gonna be talking to your husbands for a while.
Go do something.
Why? Because we are reliving our childhoods.
Are these the twins like Miss Peregrine's, where when they take off their cloaks they stone you?
Unfortunately, no. Although I'm pretty sure both of them have been stoned a few times.
Oh my God, they were accused of being a witch and had stones thrown on at them? Good Lord.
But the Halloweentown stuff is great.
It is.
And these are great movies to introduce to young children.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, they can watch magic, you can giggle, maybe get a little scared.
Grandma's going somewhere with the wiener, dude.
Grandma maybe getting a little creepy with some of the monsters.
A little, but not.
Or Kalabar's disguise, as it were.
Yes. And watching their face when they realize, oh my God, the mayor's the bad guy.
Yeah.
The guy that called Soapy, is now the villain. But yeah, I mean, you either die the mayor or you live long enough to see
yourself become the villain. But the amount of stuff that I'm now experiencing decades later, because I didn't get to experience it when it was in its prime. System link cables. Well, okay, maybe a little bit of
that was high school for me, yeah.
Because me and my brothers would be on one Xbox, and I mean Xbox, not 360, not Xbox One, Xbox. Halo 2, my mom's boyfriend, and maybe my older sister's boyfriend or our neighbors if they came over. Halo 2. And we do it. We started system linking because we'd always accuse the others of screens. But when it's 3 versus 1 and we'd still get our butts kicked.
Dang.
Which means that we did it one time. It was 3v2 and the 2-1. And
We have more targets though that way too.
he jumped, the younger of the two jumped up and went, yeah! Because he stuck his hands right into a ceiling fan.
Ow. Depends on how you hit it. I've done it without getting hurt too bad.
Well, I mean, you go to jump and go, yes! And you just go, bang your head. Da, 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 da. But stuff like that, for our generation, our age groups, I mean, 30 to 40 is what I mean by our age groups. This stuff is coming back. Or at least nostalgia for it is.
And you and I personally
System Link element is gone.
Well, not when we hang out.
Well, okay, local System Link LAN parties, whatever you want to call it, they are still good. But most of the time they're gone. Now we've got, I mean, just over the Wi-Fi most of the time.
Yeah, you're at home on your internet, I'm on home at mine. But like you said, one day you'd message me because you asked me, hey, would you like to come over and game? And I said, well, we could just stay home. And you said, yeah, but it's completely different when we're there in person because you're there to be like, you asshole, quit killing me.
And I did that with my brothers when we played Call of Duty together or Halo. We'd kill each other and we'd end up getting elbowed, smacked, and the amount of verbal insults we flung at each other that then got yelled at for because we were teaching our nephew bad language.
And you realize that the mom jokes, you're all insulting the same person. You're like, oh, wait a minute, that's my mom too.
Oh, no, my brothers put that on his head. Your dad.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no. Whenever they pull that one, I just don't know. At least my dad stuck around.
He didn't go to get milk. Oh, can we talk about
that's how we were. I mean, it was all in good fun, so none of us got super offended.
Oh no!
Nowadays, kids would not survive in a Modern Warfare 2 2009 lobby.
Oh God!
The old school COD and Halo lobbies, I never took part. But from what I've heard, oh God, those were brutal.
Halo was too. I remember being in my friend. He wasn't feeling too good. So he went to bed, and I was at his house. He wasn't sick to where it was contagious, but he ate something.
I understand.
So anyways, he went to bed, and he goes, Billy, by the way, we don't have school tomorrow. It was a weekend. He goes, you can stay up as long as you like and play Halo as long as you want.
Oh, God.
And I was with randoms back in the day when you were an open chat.
Yes.
This girl is in the lobby, and she's on my team. And these guys go, oh, she's a girl. She can't play Halo. We won the match. She got 30 of the 50 kills. Yes. And her and I we added each other on Xbox because we played back in the day, you would play 4 or 5 games with somebody, and if you connected real well, they would add you as a friend, and you would keep playing together. That's what happened. We ended up, but that night was so cool because my buddy's like, because I didn't have internet at my great grandparents.
They shut up after that, didn't they?
They did because they got their butts kicked by a girl. And for some reason, that was always a weird thing back then. There was this whole gender thing that if you lost to a girl, you should hold your head in shame.
No, my holding my head in shame was I lost to my nephew and I have years of experience on him.
Right. Losing at Mortal Kombat to a 5-year-old is a whole different kind of brutal.
Guilty.
Yeah, I've done it too.
Oh, no. What made it bad is I walk out with my head low, sort of like, Dad's like, what happened? Before I can say a word with my nephew, one time goes, I beat Uncle Eddie.
Yep.
Dad looks at me and goes, I beat Uncle Matt. I'm like, I'm well aware, Dad. Yeah, I did the same thing to my uncle. Only in the case of my uncle, he was distracted by a phone call.
Oh, but I think as we get older, you and I have started doing the retro stuff, and I think we're going to keep doing it.
I mean,
in person.
360 Live is still sort of up and running, isn't it?
We've been able to do System Link or play on the same console and the same screen.
Okay, so maybe the 360 Live, like the original, is shut down. But at least we can still System Link 360 to 360.
Or like when we play Chief Collection.
Well, that's 1-to-1. Or in your case, series.
But it's fun to go back and do some of this stuff. Like, I would love for me and you to sit down and say, okay, we're starting early. Or we start late and we stay up all night and we just do Halloween movies and order pizza and Halloween
that
cookies.
Nostalgia early 2000s. From the 90s, early 2000s. It is great. And I would love if I could figure out time-wise, get me, you, Austin, and both my brothers.
Oh, God.
Could you imagine that?
Go to like Dave and Buster's or something?
Oh, no.
Arcade?
First-person shooters.
Oh.
In fact, my brother's always going, his big thing, we always made fun of him for whenever we play Halo. We'd get him. And you could tell maybe it could have been closed. But he'd always be like, I had you.
Just the banter that goes along
Yeah.
with playing with other people in person. What I would like to do is me and you go to a movie store and we say, okay, Billy, it's Friday night or Tuesday. We each get one movie and we're going to go get pizza and we're going to go watch the movies like movie night back in the day.
Domino's or Casey's, because unfortunately we don't have a Pizza Hut anymore.
No, but we have Domino's and Casey's and Pizza Man.
Oh yeah, and pizza.
We sit down and we order pizza and Nancy's. And we sit down.
Expensive.
We sit
Good.
down and we do like a movie night where we treat it like going to Family Video or Blockbuster.
Oh.
We each buy one film.
Family Video.
I love
Whenever
it.
I'd go in there, there'd be the free
And you had the
kids.
drop box where you had to return the movie and push it into the fun of pushing that in
There'd be
and
the-
hearing it go down into with the rest of the movies.
Yeah,
It would
there'd be the free kids movies.
yeah.
The downside of those free kids movies, it's like parents didn't watch their kids with them. So 9 times out of 10, the disc was scratched beyond being able to be cleaned.
Right.
But they had the cubby, the video game corner,
Yes.
because they had the games separate from the movie. And of course, there's the door that's labeled adults only.
Which I did find myself in one time. Because I was there and the door was open. I got curious.
Oh,
That was
God.
probably like 14 or 15.
Okay.
And I just wanted to see what the covers were. I wasn't interested in actually getting anything, but I was like, oh my God. I turned around, left, and went and got a kid's movie. It was funny though, because my stepsister, we went to rent movies. I didn't see what she was getting because she was with grandma and we were all doing our separate thing. We would each rent a movie. So I was the older one. I was probably 16 at the time. I rented Night at Museum. The one of, she got House of a Thousand Corpses. And she was like 10.
Oh, God.
And had never watched anything like that before. So we're sitting down, grandma's watching it with us.
Oh, God.
And she goes, what are we watching? Like, I don't know. And then the next time I got a movie, she got Bruno.
She's 10 or 11.
No, she was probably a little bit older. But I remember she was shorter than me, so she would sit on the love seat. I would sit on the couch at grandma's because she had both.
Yeah.
So we would sit there, and I'm getting like fruit or ice cream or something. I was getting a snack. I didn't know what she had rented. I didn't see. So she starts on Bruno, and it starts out with him putting his feet on these guys that are naked, like as his servants. So you just see a bunch of random dudes naked. It was like, what the hell am I watching? But the joy of going to Family Video and hoping that when a new movie was out, they might have had 10, 15 copies, but all of them could have been rent out, and you got the last one that was left, and you're like, grabbing it like for dear life. Like, I got the last copy.
That happened.
I had that
to
happen.
My mom and dad.
Uh-huh.
They live, and my mom and stepmom, they got the last copy, and evidently the lady that was behind them was sort of cursing them out under her breath because I guess she wanted the same movie.
That's great, because the thing was, you would rent a
Between
movie.
that and the bubblegum machine.
Yes, but you would rent a movie or a game and see if you liked it enough to save up to buy it.
Video games. Arkham Origins. That's how I played Arkham Origins for the first time.
You rented it.
Down in Missouri. My mom and my older sister, one of the two, we stopped by Family Video, and I got the Arkham game because I had played Asylum, I had played City, so I wanted to check out this new Arkham game. And yep, within the first 20 minutes, I'm looking back at Mom going, birthday, Christmas, I don't know which one was closer, but it's like, I found my present because I know you're gonna have to return this.
And the late fees. Please be kind. Rewind.
Oh God, VHS tapes.
There was nothing like Titanic when we owned a copy.
Double VHS.
My mom, sister, and me are watching it. As soon as they hit the iceberg and they wrap up that part, it goes, okay, go get 2. So I run, go get tape 2, switch it out, hit play, and then rewind both of them. You finish part 2, rewind part 2, pull that out, rewind part 1, put it back in the way they did the double pack. I remember the art being like the ship and Jack and Rose.
Yep. I got you beat on that.
It was so cool.
Rewinding part 1 while watching part 2.
Well, we couldn't do that because we only had the one player.
Well, we only had one player too, but we had this nifty little thing called a VHS rewinder.
We didn't have that. That's awesome. So you would watch part 1.
Pop it in, close it, so part 1 would be rewinding.
Okay.
Watching part 2. And then we wouldn't get very far into part 2 before part 1 goes pop because it's done.
It doesn't take long to rewind.
But the nostalgia, reliving some of that now. I mean, VHS is sort of, even by physical media standards, is dead. I'm surprised Blu-ray.
I went to a horror convention and there were people selling VHSs, so there is an audience for it. So we're mostly collectors.
There is still an audience, yes, but getting a VCR.
Let's run to Aldi, get a VCR.
Getting a VCR is becoming harder and harder.
You can't just run to Aldi anymore or Walmart and get a VCR.
No, but I'm surprised DVD has lasted as long as it did with Blu-ray.
I think DVD has stayed because it is cheaper, and there are some films that don't make a lot, so they don't put it on Blu-ray or 4K right away. They'll put it on just DVD. So I think that's what that is. And they said a lot of people are not buying the 4K. They're buying DVD or Blu-ray because it's cheaper, and it's an easier way to get into film collecting. Because it is a steep ass to ask someone to spend $30, $40 on one title.
It's still digital media. You're not dealing with the actual film.
Right.
So maybe that's why it's because they part of digital media.
I don't have a problem with DVDs. I know people, we're in a Blu-ray group and people complain about DVDs being outdated. They're still, like we just watched Halloweentown, the picture quality for those movies for that period, still fine.
Oh, some of these, as long as you know to take care. No,
does Disney Plus, does it look different on Disney Plus?
I haven't actually watched them on Disney Plus.
Oh man, no, that means we're going to have to watch Halloweentown again. Oh, what a sacrifice.
If I'm able to watch it on disc, I will. That's
Me too.
How I am. Because, I have a couple access to a few streaming services, but they're with ads.
Yeah, that's fine.
So if I can watch them on disc and I have to worry about the
And you could tell when we were watching the second one when they were taking ad breaks.
Oh, yeah.
I still remember, I even told you, I remember some of the stuff where they jumped, they came back, and you go back to different characters. The temporary cliffhanger. It's like, we're at a big high point. Okay, here's what's happening with these characters.
Yep.
And now we're going, the ability to jump around from character to character the way they do.
And that was great for those made-for-TV, those like Disney Channel originals.
Jurassic World, the new one, you're going to see that where they do these split-ups. And
Even with theatrical movies, if done right, those mini cliffhangers where it's like, oh, we're going to go check in on other characters.
The payoff's amazing.
It works well if done right.
Yes, the payoff can be so rewarding. So these films, if I were to say they're an every year must-watch for me because Halloween season is not complete.
Definitely. And at least the first one. Hopefully the first 2. If I can get all 4 in, I will.
I at least go for the first 3 because Halloweentown High does hold a special place to me.
But trying to get
$100,000. Only if someone would hand us $100,000 and say, here you go, have fun. Imagine if you ate one of those and $100,000 just shows up in your bank account each time. We'd be going to the store, not telling anybody our secret. Why'd you guys buy out the $100,000? We just really like them. Oh, okay.
You have no idea how my movies look.
You would have to have a whole house just for your movie collection. Or a vault. Could you imagine having a bank vault? Follow me. Keys, please. It'd be like going into Green Gots.
Keys, more than one.
Wait, this one says 1408. I ain't going in there. But no, to wrap up our thoughts on Halloweentown, they're charming films. There is a real town, St. Helens, Oregon. They were able to save a lot of money because there wasn't much happening in the town. So a lot of your local people jumped in, put on a costume, and said, we'll take a role. And so they played these different creatures. The hair cutter. You got the guy with the cheesy lines at the broom shop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just, there's so much, like, smaller characters.
The Elvis Presley Broom salesman.
I loved it. The Gort in the second one, and the headless shelter. They could have done a scene showing us the headless shelter. There's just so much that if they ever wanted to go back, I think a book series would be more practical because that way all the actors and actresses don't have to come back and you can continue with Grandma.
Yeah.
So you could do a book series to fill out some of the gaps in time.
Okay, taking
like a 1.5.
There are certain props I would love to actually, if they were to create.
The headphones.
People on Etsy have made them.
They work just like magic.
But can you imagine if one of the walkie-talkie companies actually made a set?
Imagine if it went like 15 miles and we could actually use them all the time.
Oh God, would you? I'd have that thing like cooked.
Billy, I farted. I stunk up the Walmart.
I'd have that thing hooked to my belt. I'd be at work. I'd hit the button. All of a sudden you'd hear tss. Next thing I hear is Ed.
Are you in a waterfall, Ed?
Oh, nope. Doing dishes. Sorry.
You didn't say over to say you're finished talking? Over.
Did we do the whole Family Guy bit? What?
Yeah.
Over what?
I need an omelet by the time I get there. Starving. Over.
What kind of omelet? I can see that. Hey, I got a buddy on the way. He wants this. Can we put it in now? Where is he? About 10 minutes out.
Okay, we'll have it hot and ready when he gets here. Yes, it's like Little Caesars, hot and ready. By the way, guys, did you know the best way to cut pizzas with Little Caesars? But no, imagine if we did that with, like we do a night at your place, and we go, let's treat it like a movie night. Pick one movie off the shelf you want to watch. I'll pick a movie off the shelf, and we sit down and we watch a couple of films. And
I mean, you've seen my collection. We've shown a bit, and I have added to that.
You've got a diverse, year-wise, you have a big gap with your collection.
Oh, yes. Because it's movies I grew up watching because of my parents, mom, dad, stepmom, mom's boyfriend. He had a few that he... and while there was some overlap, there was some, it's like, ooh, really cool movie that some introduced me to first. I made mention of it in the other household. It's like, oh yeah, that's a great movie.
Right.
So, well, be it as mom was born in 70, dad was born in 64. So there's like a 6-year gap between them. And while mom wasn't big into the monster movies, she knew of them. But it was after I got into them, courtesy of dad, I started asking for copies. And then I got my own copies now. And she's got a cheaper that you can go to Walmart and get this clamshell set that's got 30 of the 31 movies that I have. But for some reason, the Walmart casing for it, the clamshell one, the casing, does not include the Spanish version of the 1931 Dracula.
Huh.
And does not include a documentary called Universal Horror, which is like the history of these monster movies. But me and Mom have been working our way through these discs. I think we're on Ghost of Frankenstein because we're actually going in release order for all these movies.
Okay, so how far in are you? Like, are you pretty early? Like the first 10 films, let's say, or are you further than that?
We're further than that.
Because you said that there's 30 films?
Yeah, we've done Wolfman, which is
I need to watch that with
1941.
you. And we still got to do Frankenstein and Bride.
Oh, those are definites, especially with Guillermo del Toro's film coming out.
Yeah, we do plan on watching that on Netflix. We'll probably have our own theater day here and just like make popcorn or some kind of snack.
But nostalgia. I mean, and this is a great film to talk about that on. I mean, there's other older movies.
It makes you want to find other older films or Halloween movies.
Looking at the 90s TV movies they did for the Disney Channel. And Halloweentown not the only one. I would love to find...
They showed trailers for Twitches on that.
I would love to find... I need to get my hands on the Twitches movies. I know those are available.
Walmart had them last year? I don't know why they...
Under Wraps.
But now which one's that one?
Mummy.
I haven't seen that one. That was Disney Channel?
I believe so, yes. Tower of Terror.
I need to see Scream Team. That's one I don't think I ever saw, too.
So there's these Disney Channel original films that are wonderful.
Did they all go to home movie, though?
Unclear.
Some, we know Twitches did.
I know Twitches did. And the
Haunted
only
Mansion
reason
did.
I've seen Tower of Terror is because that's one of those my aunt had.
Which one's that one?
Tower of Terror?
Yeah, I don't know if I can't say I've seen that one. Can you tell me what that one's about?
Ghosts.
Ooh.
But
it was Disney Channel?
Yeah.
I must have missed that one,
And
guys.
witchcraft.
Okay.
But it's a fun little movie.
When did that come out?
I'd say sometime 90s, early 2000s. Can't say off the top of my head.
I don't know how I missed that one, but anyways.
But that 90s nostalgia, whether it be those made-for-TV movies.
I got 90s all set up here.
Yeah, whether it be those made-for-TV movies, the video game parties where the gamers got together, especially during those midnight releases. It's like, oh, you got a copy. Everybody gathered at that person's house. I mean, I imagine, I didn't do it personally, but I imagine you guys probably did that with Halo 3, or at least, maybe not release day, but...
No, when I was in high school, we had a group of friends. We would get 8 to up to 15 of us, get a bunch of TV set up, blow the fuse, have to call someone, hey, how do we fix this? They would walk us through it. We would get electricity back up and going.
You didn't know how to fix a breaker?
I don't think it was the breaker. We lost power to a whole wall.
Oh.
We had 6 TVs and consoles set up. We had 15 people.
Surge protectors.
That was the problem. This was in a basement in the middle of nowhere in the country. We all gamed for my friend's birthday. We were up till like 3 a.m. playing Halo 3.
About gaming.
And we played all night. But the thing was that, and his grandma made sloppy joes, a big crock pot. We went through all of it. And the next day, the ones that were left at the party, we're all taking one of our friends home. We get into one of those old school vans that had a TV in the back. So I got to sit back in the back and watch movie in the back. I would love that for a road trip, an old school van with like a TV in the back where we have a couple of different people that can drive and we just kick back and rotate out. But anyways, nostalgia.
These nostalgia movies, the game parties, for those of that generation that were gaming.
Well, we could still do it. Imagine we buy a game digitally, and I say, hey, Eddie, I'm waiting till midnight to play this. Come over. We're going to treat it like a midnight launch. We're going to play this game.
If it's available. I mean, nowadays most games are digitally, but I mean some of those old school games for like the classic Xbox.
We need to have a game party and a movie party soon.
Oh, do you realize what we could do? I mean...
We just need the time. That's the thing.
Time off work.
Well, Tuesdays, but then... We'd have to do it early, and...
Yeah, I would need more than that.
You want like a full... Stay up till midnight, 1 a.m, and keep it going.
Monday night.
Into Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
The problem is I work Mondays whenever you're off Tuesdays, so I'd be able to come over in the evening, but I probably wouldn't stay up till past midnight. That's the thing. It would have to be like you're on vacation, or you get like...
But those...
Couple days.
Reliving the nostalgia, knowing that when these games came out, when Halo 3 first came out, we only had the one 360.
Yeah. So it was, yeah.
And we only had 1 or 2 controllers for it at the time. And I think we borrowed a couple from a couple friends down that lived in the area. So we could check out some of the new stuff for this game.
Right.
Some of the new weaponry, the new game mechanics, the new maps. But when it came to system, it came because the other console was an Xbox. Just a basic Xbox. Halo 2.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, Halo 1. How well do you know the maps? We did the space one, didn't we?
Halo 1, we've done a few levels.
Oh, no. I think the space one was me, Austin, and my brothers.
You and I did the first mission.
No, I mean the multiplayer map.
We haven't done anything in multiplayer
There's one
yet.
that you're basically on a space station, and you can see this huge gap in between the two sides, so you can't just jump across. So the only way to get from side to side is teleporters.
Okay.
But I'm playing once with my mom's boyfriend. It was me, my brother, and my mom's boyfriend. I sniped him from across that gap, and all I hear is...
The nostalgia, just reliving those moments where we were together in person, enjoying a movie, enjoying a game.
Because, playing online, comfort of your own home, is fun. But at the same time, being in person, whether it be Dungeons and Dragons, any sort of game night, whether it be tabletop, board game, tabletop, video games, or just having a movie night. While me and my mom really can't do that without making plans in advance due to her living in Missouri and me here. Me, Dad, you, the people that live here in Illinois, if arranged around people's days off, it would be fun because part of the reason I enjoy Dungeons and Dragons so much is that social interaction.
Right.
So that nostalgia is part of that. I just enjoy the social interaction, not just over a headset.
It's been modernized for us, I think, is what we're getting at, is that we still crave that, but in different ways with the modern era. Everyone's busy. But like, okay, for example, the joy of having a group of, say, 8 people are going to meet together and watch a movie or play a game.
Okay,
the joy of who's going to show up first. You two start hanging out. You start shooting the shit. The third person comes, oh, it's so-and-so. Then it becomes a 3-person party.
Let's take into account later this month, if all plans go according to plan, the 25th.
Yes.
Me, you, Janet, my little brother, with my niece for a little bit. My mom. So what, 6 of us? 7 if my sister-in-law joins. The chaos that we could cause.
At the end of the night, we can say, mischief managed.
My niece may disappear from my brother.
But we're craving a Halloween adventure.
We crave that social interaction. It's just how we were raised.
But you also have to find your people. I find it draining when you're around people that you don't necessarily click with. You're in a room of people where
it's like... What made it great is the first time when you first started coming over to visit, you and Austin sort of was like, oh, okay.
We hit it off right away.
The 3 of us are just like, well, click.
We just burn each other. Like, get better, bro.
That was great.
If you were a better shot, you wouldn't need to reload.
That was great. One time, my mom and my little brother came up to visit. And, I don't know, because we hit, like, slackers and that. And Austin was off that day. So I asked him, like, do you want to come with? He's like, sure. I had cleared it with Mom ahead of time. She's like, well, see if he wants to come with.
Yeah.
That way he's not...
I wonder if he wants to go with us on our little adventure. On the 25th.
We sort of got to figure out transport and all that because, well...
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, we hit Denny's before we left town.
And waited for it to all blow over.
And while we were at Denny's, Austin's mom, who's the general manager at Denny's, is there. So I look over and go, hey, Jamie, yeah, we're kidnapping your kid for a little bit. Okay, have fun. Oh, I love how his mom was just like, okay, have fun.
You know what? That leads to this. When we go to Nickel Flicks, that's going to be like that, like going to Family Video, but you get to keep these movies and go, oh, I want that one. Oh, look what I found, Billy.
These movies
I put the money in the jacket.
That was great. That video.
We were in a movie store.
I think I may have told that story when we went through the hall.
We did, yeah.
But he had found, we were looking through these shows. He's like, Eddie, they got Kangaroo Jack. Give it. Call my mom because I had my watch on. I forgot to put it on when you picked me up today. But I called her on my watch, so it was just right there on my wrist. Mom, got another one. What'd you find? I put the money in the jacket.
And then she immediately
I hear them in my watches. And the jacket on the kangaroo. And now he's hopping away. The guy who was running the video store starts chuckling. He's enjoying this because he sees how much we love these films. But I'm like, I've got that one, I've got that one, I've got that one.
Well, okay, for us, when you talk about a film like Halloweentown, it brings these feelings up like, oh, Grandma Aggie. That's the first thing I think of whenever you say Halloweentown.
Yeah.
Grandma Aggie and Marnie.
Yeah.
Because Grandma Aggie stole the show. Just her energy and her, let's get this party started, guys, come on. Like, just, it's contagious.
But Halloweentown, and there's others. But these nostalgia for that 90s, that time when the Halloweentown came
Look at Halloween this year. They said the #1 decorating trend, nostalgia.
Yeah.
80s, 90s Halloween, vintage. And that's why I went with this year. It was more vintage. I got a little bit of modern, but
it is wonderful. And I think a lot of that is our generation.
They say our generation buys the most Halloween candy and decorations.
We're hitting 20s, 30s.
Because everything else has gone to hell in a handbasket. So let us at least have our Halloween.
Our generation's between 30 and 40.
Yes.
maybe a little bit younger than that.
Millennials.
Because remember, I'm 30 at night from 95.
Right.
So I'm going a little bit, maybe
A little bit.
25 to 30. You know, that last bit of the 90s.
Yeah, because I was born in '90s.
That
So
still grew up in the 2000s. They're getting jobs.
yes,
They're able to decorate their own places, whether it be an apartment, a house, something.
whatever.
So they're going out and buying Halloween decorations, and they're going for stuff that probably reminds them of their childhood.
Because like I said, that's the joy of being an adult is doing little things to make you happy. So decorating, getting some Halloween candy that for some reason keeps disappearing. I don't know what happened. But I think there's a mouse. I'm going to have to check for a hole in this damn cauldron. But I got this cauldron. This was actually one of my first decorations. I bought this, I think, was this a Walmart?
If we can find a cheap one.
It was $2.84 for this. Look how big this cauldron. The same cauldron now, they have ones that are small at Walmart right now for like $20.
Yeah.
So this was $2.84.
We could have gotten another one of those for the same price.
Made in Canada.
We could have made something to where it was just smoking.
Witch's cauldron. I was going to get another one,
Like
but I knew it wasn't going to work for what I needed. That's what I get for trying to go instant.
Witch's brew, huh?
But I just love the Halloweentown films.
Yes.
There's something fun about them. And it gets you into the mood to watch Halloween stuff, go do activities.
Even if you're not going to sit and watch, they're fun to put on as background noise.
I wouldn't put that on just as background noise. Because
You're able to.
You can. With how much I love the films, I find myself having to watch it.
That is my problem with movies in general. If you look at my collection, because I don't buy for the numbers, despite liking.
You just like being able to say.
I love gloating.
You love seeing the horror of your coworkers. You have how many movies?
Looking at my coworkers and telling them I have nearly 700 titles. And I've told a few of them I don't buy for the numbers. I buy what I'm going to enjoy, what I'm going to watch. It's like, then why do you keep track? It's not that I'm keeping track of the number. I'm keeping track of what I already own.
So you know not to accidentally buy another copy.
And I've done it a couple times. Like, I already had a copy of Desperado, but I forgot I had it. And I picked up a triple pack at Walmart that had El Mariachi, Desperado, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico, which is actually a trilogy. Well, I picked up the trilogy, I forgot I already had the middle film.
That's funny.
But hey, I got 2 additional films out of it, and I knew I gave Desperado to my dad and little sister. I'm like, here, I picked up a trilogy. I've got all 3. You can have this. I upgraded my Universal Monsters to Blu-ray.
Right.
I've got my DVDs while I loaned them to my aunt so she could watch them for the holiday season. But I told my little brother when I upgraded to Blu-ray, I got a hold of him. I'm like, hey, dude, I upgraded my Universal Monsters. Do you want my DVDs? Yes. Well, he hasn't actually come to collect them yet, but I have them for him. I have set them aside. So, yeah, there are times I will duplicate my movies, whether it's because of a box set, a different edition. But going back to Halloweentown and the nostalgia of that time frame, something about some of these films hits different.
It's like
those TV movies are wonderful because ads would show weeks in advance. So you can make it a family thing. You make dinner, make sure dinner's ready by the time the movie's going to start. You sit down, you watch it as a family.
Or it's like us, we meet up and we sit down and get food.
Well, I'm using the Disney Channel originals.
Yeah.
You know they tell you when they're going to air, time, date, all that.
It was like, what, 6, 7 o'clock? Probably.
Usually about that, between 7 and 8.
Because they were shorter films and they weren't super long.
6 to 8 is usually about the gap.
Yeah.
They play them, but that way families, either dinners can be nearly done or already done depending on when your family normally eats. Because I know it varies family to family. And that way you could sit and just enjoy this new film that Disney put out. Because Disney's not just for little kids.
Right, it's for all ages. What I will say this, to close out thoughts, on my thoughts at least, when you watch Halloweentown, Halloweentown 2, you're taking a moment in time that was captured. This is exclusively through the lens of 90s.
I mean, there's plenty of movies.
The first one. No, what I'm saying, though, with that movie in particular, Halloween in the 90s was way different than what it is now. Now it's trunk or treat. Back then, no, you door to door. Not you're knocking on people's door. Knocking
on heaven's door.
But yeah, you're knocking on the door, and you don't know what kind of candy you're getting from this person. You don't know if they have candy.
What made it great is, well, that was the whole...
sorry, we ran out.
The porch light.
Yeah, but they would run out sometimes and forget to turn off their lights. Like, oh, sorry, we ran out, you know.
It happened. What made it great is here in Illinois, it was mainly fun size and smaller candies.
Yeah.
Was down at my mom's one year for Halloween due to where it landed. Due to the joint custody agreement, I actually did spend a couple of Halloweens at mom's. What made it great is mom lives in a trailer park. Walking the trailer park, we got hot dogs, hot chocolate. And by hot dogs, I mean people are out grilling.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, this is great. I was saying something like, this is for people in a trailer park. My neighborhood needs to step it up, man. Nothing wrong from people, nothing against people that live in a trailer park. As I said, my mom does, but it's just, it was a shock because I was never down at mom's for Halloween. So
it's different there.
Yeah.
My favorite experience was there was this, you would go to this house, and my sister and I would knock on the door. Oh, I got to tell you the story. So there's like a character sitting on a porch. My sister goes up to knock and get candy, and I knocked. Well, they had a sign that said, please just take one. And so my sister goes in and she's looking, she grabs a few to decide, like kind of look at it, see which one. And the character there, I was suspicious of, it was an actual person. He goes, don't you take more than one. My sister fell on her butt. I'm dying laughing.
Me and my dad wanted to do something similar after the movie Trick or Treat came out.
Mm-hmm.
The plan was to put me on the porch with the bowl on the table next to me that says, please take one. I was going to be dressed as Sam. And this is before they came out with the Sam costume. So we would have had to hand make it if we did it.
That would have been awesome.
It would have, because me and Dad realized immediately upon watching this film, there's something special.
This one stood out to you, apart from the rest of the Halloween movies.
Yeah, it's like, this is great. And now it's a cult classic.
But the funniest thing was this guy, it was on the other side of town. I remember it was all the way across town, which as a kid it seemed forever. But now when you drive, you're like, or walk, it's like, that's not that far. But we would go to this house, and this guy said, here's an apple, here's some toothbrushes, some floss. You know, he was a dentist. He goes, don't eat too much candy. Thanks. The neighbor, hey, there's a Mountain Dew. Full-size candy bar right next door. So just the irony of that.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
So we just laughed about it because looking back, and then TPing was a big thing. I never did it, but for some reason we had a group of classmates that would always say, hey, do you want to go TPing with us? No, I'm good. They didn't do egging, they just did TPing. But they offered me to go. My grandma.
Whenever we get hit with like the really cold fronts, me and we joke around like, so can we go to the superintendent's house and spray it down with a water hose?
That's funny. They
trying to get them to cancel school.
They tried to TP my grandma when I was in high school, and I lived with my grandma. We heard something hit the door. It was a roll of toilet paper that hit the door. Well, my grandma opened the door as they were about to TP, and they dropped some, and she goes, "You better run!" And I gave my grandma a high five, and I said, "I bet they held on to roll to wipe up after you just scared them." You know, and we got a good laugh about it because
family members like that are fun. It's why characters like Aggie stick with you.
Aggie is my favorite. I think that's what I love about her is she doesn't want anything bad. She just wants to protect her home. And I love that about her. She's very protective of her family. She is powerful, but she never tries to dominate. As you get into 4 with the whole storyline there, she doesn't do that. She doesn't ever, because they say, oh, you destroyed him. You destroyed my dad, Kalabar, while the Cromwells dominated Halloweentown. As Aggie said, she never tried to dominate Halloweentown. That just wasn't who she was.
Exactly.
But hey, we're at an hour and 40 minutes.
Damn, 2 hours.
And we got to get you home.
We get going.
because it's D&D night.
Yes. But that nostalgia, I love reliving that.
And it makes you want to do more stuff. Like when we go out that day, we're going to be doing events. We have a whole day to do stuff.
We're going to be yelling across that nickel flex store, aren't we?
Hopefully not too much to where we're disruptive of other people's shopping.
I could see
head to a small building.
I could see the employees coming over. How well do you know these movies? We know what we're looking for, dude. My mother over there
Wolfman's got
has a list. I have that movie.
I need to get a copy. And They Live. If I find They Live, I'm getting it.
Oh, yes. But, yeah, so...
Final thoughts on Halloweentown in general?
Oh, great. Well, as you've said multiple times already, go to watch.
Yeah.
Even, looking at the design, the layout of my apartment, I can throw it on, have it on semi in the background, watch it while washing dishes.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just, because my kitchen is pretty much just a wall. Because it's the wall with the sink, the fridge, dishwasher, stove, and all that is, I turn and boom. The next wall is my TV.
It's perfect the way you got it set up.
Well, it was elsewhere, but I didn't think having the TV under the sprinkler system was the best idea. But, Halloweentown, they're must-watch. When I bought them, I bought all 4 at the same time. Because that's how I am with my collection, is I may put down sequels because they do, quality of sequels do drop. But I'm a bit of a completionist when it comes to my sets of movies. Well, with the exception
But I don't think any of the Halloween towns are bad.
They're not.
I think they're all fun in their own way. It's just, because let's be honest, the 4th one, the story's great. Going to university and getting to see, like, what the rules are there and what the world's like and more of Halloweentown is really cool. I would love to see a video game, like I said, where you create your own Halloween world. Like a really immersive.
Can you take Hogwarts Legacy?
Okay.
Halloweentown University.
Oh. That would be amazing.
Or have you played Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Yeah. I've done the Halloween worlds on some of that stuff. But could you imagine actually starting from scratch and building a whole Halloween town? Like you get to pick the creatures, you get to pick like the houses, you get to pick the businesses, and you build a whole realm.
Oh.
That would be so much fun.
It would be.
But guys, we got to get going.
Yep.
This has been our review of Halloweentown and Halloweentown 2, Kalabar's Revenge.
Whether we get to 3 or 4...
Maybe it's next year even before we get to that.
Yeah, we've got other stuff on the list. We've got planned for later this month.
We have we actually might do a quick, hey, this is what we found today at the end of that night.
You say quick, but...
Well, quick, more like 2 or 3 hours.
For us, a half an hour, depending on how much we talk.
And how much we find.
Yeah.
Because there'll probably be some titles I've never seen where I'm like, ooh, I recognize this actor or whatever.
Yeah. And you've done it, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a great movie.
And you've done that where you're like, just get it, dude. Wait, what? Stanley, Superhero Anatomy.
Yep.
Okay, and I just picked it up.
And I think between you
word.
And my mom, the amount of films we could recommend one another.
And then Janet too, because she likes some stuff, quite a bit of movies.
Yeah, but
we're gonna get going.
Yep. Bye.
Take care.